Life that we are living is generally hard. Life is hard. Now, if you are a typical person, normal, middle class, or slightly upper middle class, you'll say, yeah, of course, man, shit, life is tough, life is hard. There is job stress, relationship stress, financial problems, money problems. And the list goes on. Some of us have more problems than the others. And we generally, we are generally stressed and worried. But sometimes what happens is, life has this way of throwing a curved ball where things become from bad to worse, and then even worse, and then even worse. Like, for example, okay, I'll give you an example. Let's say you're having relationship problem, you're having problems with your boss, you're having problems with the money, you've taken a loan, and the typical nonsense, and you're lost about life. And one fine day you lose your job. Oof. Losing a job itself is such a big jumblux, if that is a word. And now after you lose your job, obviously income stops coming. You need to find another job. And if you get a job easily, okay, fine, problem solved. But you don't get a job, it will, they say, mind fuck. It destroys your peace of mind, yeah. And then if you start having problems with your relationship, okay, if it's your spouse, generally your spouse will stay with you. But if you are a girlfriend, if she's a gold digger, after some time she'll leave. But problem is if your spouse is dependent on you, and then on top of that, if your children are there, and on top of that, if you have in-laws who keep moaning and groaning and complaining and bitching about and chewing your brains, and then if you have your own relatives who constantly chew your brains at home, that's enough to drive you mad. And then slowly, if you keep going through these problems of no job, no money, soon your friends leave you, soon everyone who was lovey-dovey with you vanish, and then you find yourself alone. And when you find yourself alone, depression sets in, question sets in, doubt set in. It's not a nice place to be. But that time, and it is normally that time that people get in touch with me when they are trying and things are not working, and please, Loy, help me. And I'm not trying to make fun of anyone, but I'm just saying people only get in touch with me when they want something. Otherwise, who cares? Otherwise, free content. So when people generally send me messages, they say, Loy, I'm going through a tough time, I'm depressed, I'm lonely, I'm this, I'm that, please help me. Some people even are shameless, give me money. Okay, they send me their passport, and as if what I'll do with that. But then when my clients, I ignore most of them because, I don't know you. But when my clients, they go through this and they come to me and we are working. And there are times when even my clients, they're human beings, they feel down, they feel depressed. And they tell me, I don't know what to do. I don't know if I have the strength to go on, and they cry, and I listen to them. And then after they finish, because they need to empty themselves. So then I ask them, okay, I'll ask you a few questions. I said, yeah. I said, if you could get a job, but in exchange you'll have to take on cancer for your body, say cancer or a disease that will kill you, like multiple sclerosis, where you become like you can't move your joints, or something like Stephen Hawking's, you become paralyzed like a vegetable, only your mind is working. You'll get a good job, you'll get good money, but you'll be like this, or you'll get cancer, bone cancer, or something very painful. Would you take that? Oh, no, Loy, no way. Okay. Would you take on this job if you have someone in your family die, They say, no, I don't want. Okay, would you take on a job if someone in your family gets cancer or something and you have to take care of them for the rest of your life? No, 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 I don't want. So I take them through various very ugly situations. Or I tell them that, okay, you lose your arm, you lose your leg, or you become blind, or you can't hear, or you can't talk, or you don't have fingers. No, Loy, of course, job I can get anytime. This all, if I lose it, I'll never get back. Okay. Then I tell them, do you know that there are people like this with cancer, without a hand, without a leg, without eyes, without ability to hear, and they are also searching for a job? And they're like, hey, Loy, stop giving me some motivational crap. I said, just shut the fuck up and listen. Right now, if you check the news, there are people in Syria, there are people in Ukraine, there are people in Russia, there are people in India who really are going through hell. Like, would you really want to exchange places with a person in Syria whose house is demolished, whose bank is not giving his penny that he saved for years and years, whose wife and children now are depending on him, whom he can't even leave because it's a refugee camp, he can't go get a job, he can't even beg, and he has to only sit there and wait until some refugee organization gives him some rice and water. I said, this is not a pity party, this is a real situation of people. Would you want to exchange places with him? He said, they obviously will say no. Then why are you ungrateful, man? You have hands, you have legs. You can go and get a job. You can go and work. You can work any job. You can network. You can shake hands with decision makers. Why are you crying? What are you lamenting? I even give examples. I have a lady client whose husband made her take loans. And when he found out that she has, I don't know, cancer or tumor or this thing, and plus 2 kids out of, I think 4 are mentally handicapped, he just ran away. He left her. Now she has to pay the bank loan. She doesn't have a high paying job. She has health issues and she has to take care of 4 children. I said, you don't want to exchange places with her? He said, no. I said, just check on YouTube. There are people, Nick Wojcik, no hands, no legs. In fact, the most horrific one is these people who have their tumor on their face and their faces hanging like this. Just watch it. They are living human beings. Their face is hanging like this because of cancerous growth, and they have to put food through some opening of that flesh. And I was watching a video of a mother whose daughter or son is like that, and everyone calls him a monster, and his tumor is growing and she doesn't have money for his medical treatment and she's single. What they must be going through, yeah. So I tell my clients, stop being ungrateful, man. Stop indulging in self-pity. And then finally I give them my example. I tell them, see, listen, 2011, if you Google search, I have that video there. I was falsely deported to India. No food, no money, no place to stay. Almost penniless. And I was on Mumbai railway station. I didn't know what to do. I wanted to jump in front of the railway track because I can't go back to Dubai because of the false ban put by that owner of the business. I don't know where to go in India. I don't know anything of India. And when you don't have money, you don't have friends, you don't have anyone. Basically, you don't have money and power. Nobody wants to pick up your call. And my own mother and father, stepfather, anyway, asshole he was. He is. He didn't take my calls. My own mother said, sorry, can't help you. Where do I go? And she even convinced all my relatives not to help me. Some who are in Mumbai, some who are in India. And they said, what do you think? This is some kind of orphanage. Go and die somewhere. Go and die. What will I do, man? It took a lot of courage. It took a lot of self-belief. I'm not trying to say I'm great. Because I could cry, but nobody is there to wipe my tears now. Who cares a fuck? Yeah. I told you, if you see that video, I'm standing like, think this is a line. Train is coming, I'm going to jump, and I'm crying. And there were two Indians there lying down. And when I turned and saw them, you know what they were doing? They took their smartphone to record, to wait for me to jump, so that they could have something on video. Nobody cares. I realize nobody cares if you cry. You're pity party and you're feeling sorry for yourself. So what I want to tell you through this video is, if you are going through a tough time, if life is hard, just remember someone out there is in Syria. Someone out there is in Ukraine who can't escape the war, there are bombs. Someone out there doesn't have food to eat and has to take care of family. They can't run, they can't kill themselves. Maybe like that example I give, that father, he has a wife and maybe 2-3 children. He's desperate, but he can't escape, he can't run away. How would he take care of his children and who will be there for them? He has to be strong for them, no? And he can't take up any job because there's no employment. Syria is completely destroyed, it's rubble. Plus there's earthquakes and he has to wait every day for food, and he can't see the phone, he can't see TV, he can't see anything. What do they do, man? So think of those people. Think of people who don't have hands and legs, who don't have eyes, who have cancer, who have, real life examples. And thank whomsoever, the higher power that you believe in, that is if you believe, you are you. If you're watching my video, means you're far better off. At least you have a smartphone, you have internet. Imagine. You have the ability to knock at a door, ask for a job, ask for help. Stop pitying yourself. And that's what I tell my clients. And I straighten them up and I say, thanks, I needed to hear that. Thanks. Remember, life is tough. Life is hard. And it's never going to get easy. So you better buck up. Better pull yourself together. Be strong. And I'll assure you this. If you are persistent, you will succeed. And if any time you feel pity, just go out in the sun. See some laborers working in the sun, the heat. Okay? See those people suffering. And ask yourself, am I better off than them? And then you learn. Count your blessings. Don't indulge in self-pity. Alright? That's all I got to say. Don't lose hope. Get up. Go and work. Go try again. You're far more better than most. Alright? You guys take care. And comment down below. Ciao.